What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with 420 Gamer TV, bringing you a quick gameplay video. Right now, I am just spectating because I got killed. But in this video, we will be doing a relationship talk, and we'll be pretty much talking about the best ways on how to get a date, especially in this day and age. You know what I mean? And every generation has always been different. In the older generations, it was just simple, they were sociable, you actually talked in the grocery stores and shit. Nowadays, people don't really do that. Hardly you can even get a person to look at you. Shit. You look at someone in the eyes in a grocery store, they look at you funky, like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Alien. It's like, no. That's just the best way to communicate with the person is look them in the eyes. But, anyways. And this will be a smoking video, if I can find my lighter. Yep, there it is. But anyways, the best ways to get a date, and this is for guys and girls, and, for girls, you ladies don't really need advice when it comes to getting a date. What the fuck? Host probably left. That sucks. I hate when that happens. Okay, cool. No idea who the fuck that is. Anyways, like, you ladies, you don't really have a hard time finding a date. Like, actually, it's pretty easy for some of you ladies. Some of you, not so much. Others, very easy. But the thing is, for men, hard for you, it's double hard for us, because you women don't actually actively go after a man. If you have an interest in a man, half the time, he has to, like, fish it and draw it out of your ass. So if you want to go on a date and or be with a person, share your feelings. Yeah, that's a very scary concept. It is extremely frightening for mostly everybody, period, with the thought process of, oh my god, what if they don't feel the same way? Well, if they don't feel the same way, that means you can now move on and, start feeling that way about someone else. Is just sitting there for a long duration of time wondering. You waste so much time to sit there wondering if. Don't be the what if person. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the what if person. Fuck that. Okay. But, anyways, you don't want to be the what if person, to be honest, because then at the same time, at the end of the day, you're sitting there and you're beating yourself up because you're like, man, why did I sit there and waste so much time, caring about that guy or caring. There's lots of tools to get a date and everything else, especially the dating sites. Dating sites, they help and they work, but the thing is, if you actually want a good one, you have to go to a paying one, so always keep that in mind. Nothing's free when it comes to dating sites. Like, every dating site has a payable version of it. It's always better. So always remember that. And, most dating sites nowadays, most people just use for hookups anyways. More of like, for dudes, it's like I guess a pump and dump kind of like thing. They're looking for that one night stand. But lots of ladies are doing the same thing. But except they're not looking for sex. They're actually just looking to, get pampered and feel special. And, I understand that. But the thing is, ladies, if you find yourself a good man, you don't ever have to worry about that. He will actually take you out regularly. Maybe once a week or, twice a month or, within a budget. Because if he's smart, he'll have it. He'll have a budget. And that's the kind of guy you want to be with, is a guy who actually manages, the lifestyle and living and making sure that, you guys have everything you need and, you're still able to do certain things you want and stuff like that. That's always important. But remember, ladies, if you specifically want a date, don't be afraid to ask that guy out that you like. If you like a guy, ask him out. Now, don't be alarmed if he might look at you for like a couple seconds and go, wait, what the fuck? because we guys don't get asked out. So he might be like stunned for a second. He'd be like, wait, what? Because he could be sitting there in his head going, did she just ask me out on a date? No. Yeah. No. Like, that's what's going on in his head right now. So don't think that he's like, you know, second guessing or anything. That's just what's going on in his head. He's like, no, really? Oh shit. Because we dudes don't get asked out by you ladies. And when we do, because it happens on rare occasion, but when we do, it throws us for a fucking loop. We're like, what? Like, foul ball, what? Like, quite literally. And, you know, the funny thing is, actually, a couple girls that have ever asked me out, and it's not really asked me out, it's more of, they asked me out to a dance. And this is back in high school and stuff. And, you know, their moms were the ones who gave them that advice. There's like, if you actually want to find yourself a good guy, or, you know, find yourself a guy, don't be afraid to ask him out, because sometimes the dudes are just too intimidated. And that is true, ladies. And guys, don't be intimidated. Have some fucking balls, testosterone for a reason. Like, shit. You have a backbone. If she don't feel the same way, she don't feel the same way. It's all good. But always be, you know, yourself. That's another good, you know, good point. Always be yourself. Because when you're yourself, you find people who are more like-minded, like yourself, people who will actually enjoy being around you. And when you are yourself and you're able to be yourself around all the people that know you, you will come to find that you are so much happier. You are so much more in a better place than you were when you had to, like, dumb yourself down for certain people around you. When you have to hold back a little bit of who you are, even if it's that, you still will feel like shit. And it builds and it builds and it builds to the point to where you will fucking explode. And then when that happens, you feel like an emotional, like, just roller coaster. Like, you feel so much. You're happy, you're sad, you're pissed off, you know, you're depressed. You have so many emotions going on into a fucking whirlpool, and you're just like sitting there going, like, how should I feel right now? You don't want to get to that point. I've been there a lot. And, you know, I struggle still from not going back to that spot. Oh, shit. Full game, sweet.
Usually the cops are called and the cars are going before I even make a plan to kill Jason. Because you need an exit plan, boys, in case that backfires.
Yeah, it does. You're welcome.
But again, I've never been killed as Jason, so good luck to those who try.
I think I have once.
But, yeah. Never hold back. Always be yourself. No matter what. Here we go. Sweet, not me. Ooh, I'm the sexy with the booty shorts. Look at that ass. Just kidding. Ooh, bubble pop. But, like I said, don't hold yourself to expectations of the people around you. You know what I mean? Like, if the people around you really care about you, they won't hold such high expectations of you, but still they will want more out of you. Especially a woman, guys. Okay? Dudes, you gotta understand this. Women will always want you to be a better person. Just accept that shit. Okay? Don't sit there and go, oh, they're trying to change me. Oh, it's not they're trying to change you. No, quite the opposite. What they're trying to do is forge you into something better. Okay? A real woman will sit there and deal with all your bullshit, all your stupid shit you do, you know, your stinkiness and everything else. Because, hey, come on, guys. Let's face it, we men are stinky. And we do some really retarded shit. And women deal with us. So, if you have a woman who literally actually tolerates your ass and takes care of you and everything else, you one better be fucking thankful. But at the same time, be understanding it that, you know, she's not trying to change you. She's not trying to make you into a different person. No, she's trying to forge you into a person that she, one, will want to be with. Because, come on now. Why not? Guys, do the same thing. Turn her into the kind of woman you're going to want to marry. Take home to mom, dad. Now, nowadays, I mean, most families don't have that. I mean, I don't. Like, shit. You know the point I'm getting to. You want to be able to actually have, you know, that one specific person. And trust me, you want that. And the thing is, you have to be willing to, you know, find certain aspects of yourself that you need to change, and then at the same time you need to find aspects of the person you're with to help them change. And I mean not like change, but like kind of help them better themselves. That's the whole point of relationships.
Who are you talking to, dude?
Oh, nobody. I'm doing a video. I'm a YouTuber. Whoa, what's that doing? Okay, whatever. There it goes. Yeah, that happens a lot, actually. Where the fuck is Jason at? Actually, why do I haven't seen him yet? Of course, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hear him here soon because the car is up this way. Yep, here he is. Fucking do it. But anyways, like I was saying, you know, you always want to be, you know, yourself. And when you act yourself and be yourself and everything else, the people around you generally will actually, you know, actually legitimately like being around you. Oh God, really? Yeah, Jason got me. That sucks. But oh well. Fucking A. My ex's family keeps fucking messaging me. It started to piss me off. I tore my arms off. That's fucked up. I love that kill. Oh shit. But, you know, you always want to be yourself. But at the same time, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone, you got to expect them to want to try to, you know, tweak you just a little bit, change certain things about you that they might not exactly like. And, you know, that's not a bad thing. That means they care so much about you that they want to be with you that, you know, they want to continue with you. Now, at the same time, you got to understand that people will be who they are. So, you know, just grasp the concept that no matter what, you shouldn't try to change somebody. And what I mean by, like, change somebody, as in, like, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they represent themselves. Help them find a better job, you know, maybe better lifestyle, you know, things like that. But other than that, you know, you don't want to be the person who's gonna, like, make them someone who they're not. Trust me. You don't want to be that person. God dang, really? Why? Oh shit, I'm back. Shit, okay. Man, I hate that crap, man. Like, literally, deal with my ex's family is like fucking insane. And it's not even my son's family either. My son's family has like nothing to do with me. Like I can't even say my son's family. My son's mother's family, like the whole other half of the family, want nothing to do with me or my son. It's like, wow, people are pieces of crap. But anyways, like I was saying, when it actually comes, down to it, people are gonna like the person you're with is gonna try to like not change certain things, but better certain things about you, forge you into a better person. And ladies, a good man will do the exact same thing that you ladies do, and that's I don't think I can shoot through the window. So, yeah, I couldn't help him. I need to get my stand back, though. But, do expect that to happen. A good guy, a good man, a real man, ladies, will actually try to get you to be a better person. Whether it be, a certain way, be a certain way, but at the same time, understand that, there's certain aspects of you that's always going to be you, and that's never going to change.
Who is that?
You know what I mean?
God,
And they have to understand that. And then as long as they understand that, hey, over here, there's health over here. Never mind, you're gone. Well, I saved one. But quite literally, you have to understand that, that's just going to be a norm. Okay? Now, another part of, getting a date is one, being confident in, yourself, on who you are and what you do and everything else. Just like be confident. Confidence goes a long way. You know what I mean? And, there's lots of different types of confidence. But at the same time, there's something that usually brings down a lot of people. It brings down a lot of guys and girls. And what it is insecurity. You know what I mean? If you're so insecure to the point to where, like, you see, like, no point in anything because everything you do is, like, pretty much just...
You want some more?
Bitch. Because, everything you're doing is just, like, a waste of time or whatever. Well, don't think or feel that way. What you should actually do is try to think as positive as possible because, aspect of life is how you perceive it. Okay? So if you perceive your life to be shitty, of course your life is going to be shitty. Now, I'm not saying, all the positive thoughts are going to bring fruits and rainbows out of your ass and shit and you're going to have a wonderful life. No. But, good things do happen to the people who are actually willing to actually try. And that's the thing. You have to be willing to try to better your life. You have to be willing to try to make it, like, actually a life worth living. And some people don't do that. So we're having like a slugfest and completely missing each other. Until that one, he got me. Say, fuck you, Tommy. I ain't screwing with you, man. Jason! You're mean. Fuck you. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you. Yeah, I just help people escape. I don't give a shit. He's like, fuck, man. Get the fuck away from me.
Oh God, help me, please.
Fuck. Hey, there's a tree.
No.
Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies. No, fuck you. What's that, lumberjack? Oh shit. That was funny. Oh fuck. That was hilarious. Try to stay as confident as possible and, try to keep that negativity out. Now, it's really hard. I mean, I'm negative at times, and there's times like, I sit there and I go, like, what's the point? It's like, matter of fact, I was actually just at that point, like, earlier, like, yesterday, because fucking a girl I set up a date with blew me off 3 different ways. She changed the plans 3 different times within one day. It's like, okay, and then tried to turn around and blame me for it. It's like, it's like, what the fuck? And she literally actually laid the blame out on me. What she did was she sat there and she's like, well, if you weren't a dad, this would be a lot easier. It's like, excuse me? If I wasn't a dad, I told you I was a single father. For one. For two, I told you I don't get out very often because of the fact that I'm a single father and I don't have a babysitter. I mean, I have my roommate who I can leave my son with, but at the same time, when this date got set up, she wasn't around for me to ask. So at the same time, it's like, I couldn't sit there and just randomly say, oh, hey, can you watch Noah right now? I didn't know her plans, and I wasn't going to ruin her plans. That's fucked up. So that's why I ended up setting up a little thing to the point to where, my son was at school, so I was going to have like a little coffee date with her. Go out, talk, get to know each other, shit like that. No. Decided to contact me like an hour before and decided to change it, and she wanted to come later on in the evening and hang out at my house and just chill and smoke and talk, and I was gonna make a pot of coffee and we're have coffee and talk and chill, shit like that. And then again called me an hour before that and changed her mind. It's like, oh, what the fuck? And then tried to last minute change it again to like drive all the way out to where I live from where she lives, which is about 2 hours, like an hour and a half, 2 hours away, there and back, to come get me and take me out there to do exactly what she wanted to do here. It's like, no, because I have to be able to come home and everything else. And the thing is, you'll either be too stoned or too tired to drive me back home, and I have to be at home to be able to get my son to school. And then that's when she threw it at me. She's like, well, this would be easier if you weren't a dad. It's like, well, excuse me, I ain't giving up me being a father to go out on a date with you. And she hasn't messaged me back, and I don't really care. But it's like, you can't expect a parent, a guy, a man or a woman to fucking, sit there and, just blow off their fucking kids. You know what I mean? And that's what, like, really kind of irritates me a little bit about the dating age nowadays is lots of these people don't give two flying fucks if you have a kid. And if you have a kid, even if they're willing to try, they want to try as be as selfish as possible and try to make it all about them. Well, fuck that. And I mean, I was just talking to my roommate earlier, saying, it's like, yeah, I'm kind of done with the dating age, and I am. I mean, there's some people I know I would actually like to like be with, not like go out on a date, because like technically going out on a date with someone is more of finding out if you want to be with them. These few people I know, I would actually be a good couple with them. It just comes down to mainly just waiting to see what would happen. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit still. I'm gonna try to find a date, but at the same time, it's like, gotta remember that you're always gonna find, groupings of people when it comes to the dating pool that, are always gonna like blow you off, shoot you down, or try to demand or expect so much more out of you at the beginning of it than, than normal. Okay, but getting a date nowadays isn't really all that hard. It's never been hard for women. It's always hard for men. But, you know, like I said, ladies, if there's that one dude that you want to go out on a date with, but yet he hasn't really asked you out, one of the reasons why he hasn't asked you out is probably because you haven't, like, gave him any kind of rhyme or reason in any way of letting him know that he can actually ask you out on a date. Because nowadays, we can hardly say hi to you ladies without getting our heads bitten off. And I mean, it's like, that's like literally what we deal with. We sit there with the thought process of, are they gonna yell at us? Are they gonna, you know, get mad at us for like sexual harassment, or, you know, just for saying hi? But, you know, if there is that one guy that you want to go out with, ask him out, ladies. And dudes, you know, if there's that one lady you want to go out with, same thing. You can't let, you know, the fear of, you know, rejection or them not liking you in the same way, or it getting awkward, you know. The only reason it gets awkward is because one of the people make it awkward. And I mean, I'm not saying she might not make it awkward, but if you don't make it awkward, they might not. And the reason how you make it awkward is sit there, you know, and let your feelings be all butthurt about it all. It's like, you know, if you look at it and go, oh, well, hey, they don't feel that way. Oh, that's cool. I can now think of someone else. Unless, like, you're deeply, like, love, which happens. Like that whole love at first sight thing. Yeah, I mean, well, no, I was young, so, but I did really care about the girl. Me and her are still friends, but yeah, I mean, I remember when I was a lot younger in high school, there's this chick, first day of school, saw her walking down the main road. Fucking thought she was the most beautiful woman I ever saw. I was like, damn. I was like, I want to get married to that girl. God, that was so long ago. And that's just it, you know, especially when you're young, you can't always think that something's gonna like last forever. Like your very first few relationships usually are the relationships that show you like what you want and what you should expect out of any and all relationships. Because I mean, like, everyone should have expectations when it comes to, you know, dating and relationships. You can't let, you know, someone pretty much do whatever they want all the time. You know, or it'd be more of like a slavery thing. Because if they really cared about you, it'd be like an equal, like, you know, 50% here, 50% there. No, it'd be 100 here, 100 there. Both equal and even. No bullshit. Now, dudes, this is something that, like, I don't know what it is with this new generation, but when you take a lady out, you pay. I mean, you may not want to pay, but that, I mean, at the same time, that's why you don't take her out to a first date to, like, a really expensive restaurant, or to a restaurant, period. Take them out to fucking coffee. If they don't like, if they don't want to go out to a coffee shop, okay, and just sit there and talk, then that's more likely someone you don't want to go out with. Want to know why? Because if you have to spend a lot of money on a woman the very first date, you better damn straight to fucking expect to pay double what you paid for the second date. Because they're going to want more out of you. So that's why you should go with coffee date first, and then if it actually works out, dinner date with them. You know what I mean? And then from there, you can actually do the actual, like, you know, come over to my house date like thing. And cook dinner for them at your house kind of like thing. Show them, well, this would be more of like what a woman would do, is like cook for them, which was like back in the 90s and shit, which women don't do no more. Matter of fact, it's like, I think the majority of men actually do the cooking. I mean, I cook. I love cooking. I love food. Thinking about food making me hungry. I'm thinking about, all the food I can eat and making my mouth water. It's like, oh, I'm a stoner. Fuck yeah, that was a good game.
Come to mommy, Jason. Come to mommy.
Well, that's what people used to do back in the old days. nowadays it's not like that. It's more of they go straight to the dinner date. It fails, and then everyone bitches about it. It's like, well, yeah, you went straight to a dinner date. You shouldn't go straight to a dinner date, ever, ever. Unless like you know the person and you've known them for quite some time, you should never go straight to a dinner date, ever. Find a date to where you can actually sit there and talk, legitimately actually talk and get to know them and what they like. Because if you straight out say, hey, let's go to dinner, and you end up taking that chick out to a dinner that you know she doesn't like, you fucked up. If you take her to like some kind of like Asian place and she hates Asian food or Asian people, or you know you take her out to a Mexican restaurant and Mexican don't agree with her stomach, shit like that. You got to get to know them first, and then dinner date. That way, at least you know. Because with a coffee date, you know what I mean? At least if you're paying for their coffee, hey, in my opinion, they should be paying for their own coffee because you're both getting to know each other. This ain't like, okay, hey, we're here, we're doing this, and no. It's more of a mutual, like, hey, we're meeting up, let's talk, let's hang out kind of like thing. And then it progresses to the, okay, I'm the man, I want to take you out. That's the whole point of the coffee date. If the coffee date goes, at the end of it, dudes, you're supposed to sit there and say, hey, let me know if you actually want to go out, or if you actually want to go out to dinner, I definitely would love that. Now, I'd say think of a good line, personally, but, along those lines of finding that to the point, and if they say yes, make plans on going out somewhere. You know what I mean? Talk to them, communicate with them, show them that, they're actually a part of it, but at the same time, show them that, you're able to take the helm, because most women want a guy who can actually take control, but not only just take control, but ask their opinion. That's like key. If you're able to ask their opinion, and then still be able to take control of the situation, boom, you just scored some points. Because one, you showed them that their opinion matters, especially if you make, especially if you take a part of their opinion and actually, do it. And then you take control by actually doing it and making sure what happened happens. And then there you go. But that's the problem. Most boys don't do that. And I'm saying boys because men get shit done. Honestly. But, that's pretty much about it, actually. I mean, like, quite literally, being confident in yourself, trying not to be, so negative to the point to where, you're bringing yourself down and the people, right? Because when you're negative, people don't want to, like, generally be around you too much. You know what I mean? Like, negative people just are downers. But, dating sites, try to, if like you have a hard time being like sociable, like you can't like go out somewhere and you can like just start drudging up a conversation with someone, just like someone in line or whatever, or you can't like talk to that one really cute cashier or whatever, whoever, wherever. Like if you're not able to actually be sociable physically right then and there to them, like face to face, and you have to do something through like, online means, then dating sites are the way to go. But, at the same time, when it comes down to dating, you want to try to find someone who will like have the same, at least not all the same, but somewhat similar things that you actually do enjoy. Like with me, I know one thing that I would have to find in a woman is the fact that they have to smoke weed. Because the fact of the matter is, I smoke. I don't smoke a lot, but I smoke weed. I mean, that's something I prefer to use over anything. If I'm hurting, like legitimately hurting, like I am right now, I will smoke a bowl or two over taking a pill or two. Fuck that. I mean, I hardly take ibuprofen or aspirin shit. I'd rather sit there and smoke or drink coffee You can see my fat kitty in the background. Chunky butt. Is that Fluffy? Yes, it's Fluffy. It's the evil Fluffy King. He's a bastard. It's a raccoon cat. But, anyways, you know, confident. Try not to be, you know, so negative. And, you know, when you're sitting there and you're trying to, you know, alright, let's try to think the best way to put this. Like, when you're trying too hard to pretty much impress the people around you, that means you're trying to do, you're doing things that, you know, put you out of your comfort zone. Well, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with, you know, being out of your comfort zone and doing certain things, but when you're trying so hard to the point to where, you know, you're extremely unhappy, the people around you will see how unhappy you are, and that will start pushing some of them away because they're seeing, like, it's like, well, you know, because within, you know, negativity and being unhappy and all this other kind of stuff will generally tend to, you know, make your mood so crab-assy. Because I've been around some people who, you know, they actually let their mood and just their lifestyle and everything kind of affect the way they treat the people around them. And I mean, when you can't have a conversation with someone without them, like, you know, having attitude with you or, like, having, like, such, like, disinterest in the conversation or whatever, it tends to make you feel like, kind of like shit. And you don't want to get to that point. So, you know, trying to, you know, be as positive as possible, even in a negative situation. I like to say that, you know, with every negative outcome, there's always a positive solution. Meaning, like, something negative just happened, but something positive can and might and will come out of it. It just depends on when. And you can't expect a, like, instant, like, outcome. I mean, it's not how life works. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's, like, down the road, like, weeks, months, years. Sometimes it's instant. Sometimes. Not all the time. But, you know, and try not to be, like, so, like, self-damaging. You know, when you're positive about yourself, about, you know, life and everything else, people see that, and people want to be around that. Being positive along with confident, knowing who you are, and being happy with who you are, and being your true self. Those ways right there. I mean, yeah, at the same time, will you find people who want nothing to do with you because, you know, they might not like what you do? Yes! On more than occasions, I've had people sit there and say, it's like, why the fuck are you like that? Because it's me. I'm me and I'm always going to be me. You don't like it? There's a door right over there. What's up? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't want to, I'm not mean. I'm not rude or disrespectful, but when someone's mean or rude or disrespectful to me, I treat you the way you treat me, plain and simple. You know what I mean? And it's how I've always been. And I'm never going to change. And I've always tried to be the kind of person who, like, leads by example. So, like, if I sit there and I tell people, it's like, you truly are happier when you act and be yourself. Yes, I know that. Now, at the same time, I tell them, you know, yeah, will you feel lonely? Yes, I feel lonely at times. I'm alone technically all the time, practically. I mean, I hang out with my roommate on occasion. I have a few friends that stop by every once in a while. You know, I talk to a few friends from, like, the old days here and there. But other than that, the majority of the time, I'm by myself. And, you know, that's something you have to grasp a concept on, that in your life, in portions of your life, that will happen. And, you know, it's more of just a time frame for you to be able to reflect on yourself, reflect on your life, and reflect on, you know, what you want out of your future. Like, what do you, like, try to figure out your goals. Try to figure out what you want to do. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Don't just sit there and wallow in misery and go, oh. When you have goals, and people who you date can see that you have a goal set, and they can see that you're actually pretty confident in it, and you're actually able to get a portion of what you want out of it done, and actually eventually get to it, and there you go. That shows them that you're, one, confident, and you have the tenacity to actually get shit done. Because no matter what, the one thing about women that will always remain is they want a confident, strong man who they know will get shit done. They know that either at a young age or at an older age, eventually all women come to the conclusion of that is what they truly want out of a man. Is a man they know who will say he'll get shit done and truly get shit done. And when they have no fear of having to wonder if he truly is gonna do it, that's a happy woman right there. And if the woman's happy, you're happy. Quite honestly. Because all men know that if a woman's not happy, she will let you know. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, actually, if a woman's letting you know that she's not happy, that's giving you the sign of saying, hey, you're fucking up. You better start, hey, paying attention. And dudes, do the same thing back. That shows your woman that, hey, I respect you and I love you, but at the same time, my feelings and my opinion matter too. Bam. And if she truly loves you, she does it right back for you. But, like I said, people are funny. People who will, say all the right stuff. They will, and this goes for ladies too. Like, you ladies will say all the right things that us guys want to hear, but then, at the same time, eventually down the road, your true colors come out. Dudes, same thing. Okay? There's a lot of dudes out there who, give a lot of the good ladies out there misconceptions and ill thoughts about lots of us men because you guys say a lot of the good stuff, but then the way you fucking act and treat them is completely different. And it makes guys like me look like shit. And I personally don't like that crap. But you will come across people like that. You'll come across people who, say stuff, but yet they don't really mean it. So, if you're seeing signs of that out of the person that you're dating or the person you're with or whatever, start making plans on not having them in your life, because they probably won't be there for too much longer unless you can actually deal with their bullshit. And if you can, you're going to drive yourself insane. But anyways, that's it for this video. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope everyone has a great day, a great night, a great evening, all that great shit. You know exactly what I mean. Catch me for my next one. Later. Because I gotta deal with some ex-family bullshit.